So over the last few weeks, I have tried something new. It worked pretty well up until about the 1/3 point, and then it failed. So I did a replay. I used my team against all the other MLB teams. And I got pretty far, except I got stuck on this one little thing here, and I tried to fix it, and I've been unable to. I tried to reset some things, and I tried to because you got 57 games in the can here that I was waiting to post, because I was using players that I thought I might have that I wound up getting in my draft. So I didn't want to tip my hand, but it turns out nobody wanted those players anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. So let's see here. Try that, and then I'll try. I tried adding Patrick Corbin. It didn't work. So let's demote him and promote him. Can't do that. Okay, so I'll undo that. Yeah, so I put Patrick Corbin on the team so they could at least make a start. I think that's where it got bogged down. We could use Darren Bummer. Would have been okay. I don't know why it's been unable to start the game, but this is the message that I'm getting. This little guy right here, computer manager, failed to set roster. So I went in and did it, and it's still hanging me up. And you can't play in a sim until, or in a replay until all the games are simmed. So I'm going to have to blow this one up. I'm going to try it again. If anybody out there is experienced with replay games and knows what the problem is, either give me a heads up. That would be appreciated, because I've never done a replay league before. There's never really been of any interest to me. But then I had the idea of using my own team, and it might be what's binding me up. But the thing is, well, I never did check Philadelphia's roster. The thing is, I don't have anybody from Atlanta, and I think Atlanta was the problem. I don't have anybody on Atlanta's team. Atlanta doesn't have. Well, you got a long 20 there. Maybe this will get it going again, and I can just pick up where I left off and just post. So I never did think to. Yeah, it specifically says on Atlanta that it failed to set the roster. So anyway, if anybody out there is familiar with replay leagues and rules, and knows a way around whatever's happening here, just for the next playthrough, that would be cool. I would appreciate it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get all the way through, and I'll show you why in a second. So I'm going to blow this league up here first. We'll restart it completely. We're going to delete the league. Oh, before I do, I'll just show you the leaders and stuff like that at the 1/3 point. Oh, did I already blow it up? Yep, okay. Must have already blown it up. Cool, okay. Let's delete it. All right. So let's start a new league. Season Replay League. We'll call it MLB versus me. So we'll get rid of this here. I don't think we want that. Replay season 2025. My team will be Boston. DL length will be 10 days. Playoff setup. 12 teams, 3 rounds plus wild card. Top team from each division. 3 wild cards per league. 5 games. All right, that looks fine. All the leagues. Yep. Okay. Cool. While it's doing that, I'm going to grab my notes. All right, let's see here. I had some dead time at work yesterday, so I thought I might be doing this again. So I wrote down who I took off my roster to add to my roster. I did it pretty close the first time around. So here's the thinking. Like if I take Perdomo off of Arizona, I want to add Story from Boston to Arizona so they have the innings and at-bats to cover. There's some things where it doesn't work so well, so I'll have to add multiple players and just kind of hope for the best. The pitching is the worst part of it. So I have so many good pitchers that it kind of creates a bit of an imbalance. All right, so let's go here. The good thing about this league is pretty slick. It's already got the schedule already loaded in, which is fucking awesome. And it's already got all the rosters of all the other teams loaded in. I just have to edit them to do it this way. So I'm going to let's just go down. I'm going to get my roster up here. We've added a few other players too since then because our taxi draft is kind of trickling along. There's 1 round left after this one. My pick should be up pretty soon. Some get waiting forever for some guys to make their picks. So you just say, hey, I'm not going to be available for the next 12 hours. You guys can go ahead and finish up and I'll grab whatever shit's left. But they don't. They're ignorant. Anyway, let's see here. Let's just start off with catchers. So the main catcher is going to be Narvaez. We'll release him. And we'll release I think Sable was a catcher. Connor Wong was a catcher. So I'm going to go to Arizona and release Del Castillo. Then we'll add, I think we'll add the Sable character. And then we'll go to Detroit. And I got Jake Rogers in the Does he only have one catcher on his roster? Yeah, okay. So I got Jake Rogers in the taxi draft. No, I got him in the regular draft. What am I talking about? So let's give him Connor Wong. And then let's get the main catcher in Oakland. It was our old friend Shea. And we'll give them Carlos Narvaez. Let's go back to Boston and add these three gentlemen. Move to active. Move to the minors. All right, so that's catchers out of the way. First base is a little trickier. I think I've got it figured here. So Boston's already got Nate Lowe. San Francisco. We're going to release Wilmer. And we'll give him Cassis for Wilmer, even though they do completely different things. See, they've got other players like Amont Wade and stuff like that can take over first. And then we have second base is kind of difficult. See, some of these work out pretty well, and some of them are kind of off. Like my outfield, I take a beating, but my infield, I actually do fairly well. So let's see, second base. They really only have, I guess, Romy Gonzalez is the only real full-time kind of second base sort of guy. Christian Campbell's not bad, but he didn't play very much. So we'll release Romy. And we'll go to Santa Luis. And we'll release Donovan, and we'll give him Romy. All right, and then Perdomo, Arizona. Oh, I might as well release Story right now. Go to Zona. Okay, and Bregman for McKinstry. Not a good trade. And let's go Marcelo Meyer for Guess it's Pittsburgh. Hey. Maybe do Meyer for Hayes in a second in Pittsburgh. And then Texas it was Toro. There we go. Release. All right, and then we've got Jaron Duran to Minnesota for Trevor Larnach. Good deal for Minnesota. Rafaela to the Dodgers for Pages. It's a pretty square deal, I think. That's another bad trade for us is Wilyer Abreu for okay. Must be Cleveland then. Yeah. Good deal for Cleveland. There was one instance, one of the players that I added was just overworked right from the start. Even though he was completely fine. It was Merrill Kelly. And he got traded during the year, and so did a bunch of other guys, so I don't really know what was going on there. Another good trade for Arizona here. You get Lourdes. And they get Ruben Anthony. Let's see here. This was a tough one because I was using Crawford as a DH, but he's obviously the full-time shortstop on Seattle. So I'm going to have to do some extra stuff here. So Boston will give him Devers. And Devers and for Crawford. It doesn't sound fair, does it? Who else played short? I think all these guys are super limited. We'll release all these guys now. Campbell, release. Just to get them off there. Ref Snyder. Masataka. Eaton, I think it's mostly outfield. Hamilton is an infielder. Sogard, I think, is infield, outfield. So we'll go down to Seattle. And We'll give them Hamilton and Devers. Then Julian on Minnesota. I think I said Sogard. Matos for Yoshida, I think, was a trade. And Florida, I think Derek Hill was on Florida, yeah. And we'll give them Nate Eaton. And that should leave me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15. I've got 1, 2, 3. 16, 17, 18. Okay, so I'm missing 3 guys. Oh, I didn't. Nate Lowe was Washington to start the season. That's why. So who do I give to Washington now? Christian Campbell. Rob Refsnyder. Even they play different positions. He's got Josh Bell already, who can play first. Okay. That seems like a fair trade. So there is Lowe, Flores, Donovan, Perdomo, McKinstry, Larnick, Pajes, Freeman, Guriel, JP, Julian. Oh, I just didn't add Matos. Okay, so let's put him in the minors. And Derek Hill in the minors. Okay, cool. So that should be it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18. Okay, yeah. And there'll be one more player be coming on pretty soon if the guy makes his pick. There we go. And he did. And I will take Kyle Farmer. All right, I have one more player left, and I might as well just add him right now. You can also take Juan Mejia on Colorado. I don't think anybody will take him. If they do, I will take Max Kranick. Just another right-handed pitcher. So let's go to Colorado. And we'll release the farmer. And we'll add Christian Campbell. And all right. Let's go to Boston. Farmer's got about 135 or 140 numbers against left, but he's got A power. And he's C85 -5 defense at second base. I just want something to fill in because Donovan's going to get hurt for 2 weeks at least during the season. So not having anybody who can play second base who can hit lefties. I mean, I can put McKinstry out there, but then I have to move in somebody else. And he plays 4 or 5 different positions. It's just handy to have just in case. Didn't cost me anything, so. The pitchers is the tough one. So let's get to that. Crochet, obviously, for Crochet is fine. It's good. The only analog I could find for Scooble was Brian Bayo. Let's see here. Logan Gilbert was going to be Quinn Priester. Kind of a 3-way thing going on here where Dustin May gets released for Merrill Kelly. And once again, Merrill Kelly was the guy that I couldn't get to work. So that might be again what's happened. There's not a lot of innings here. We'll release Walker Buehler for Dylan Cease. And let's see here. What else are we missing? We got Scooble, Crochet, Kelly, Gilbert, Cease Luzardo, and San Diego also gets. Oh, let's release just release all these guys. Oh, this is Lucas Giolito that San Diego also gets. San Diego gets a Giolito. Philadelphia gets Early and Fitz. And Seattle gets Harrison. No, Hauk. All right, let's go to the bullpen now. Cincinnati releases Pagan and gets Whitlock. San Diego releases Morihone. Gets Chapman. What a bullpen that is. Cincinnati releases Santillan and gets Weissert. The White Sox release Burke. And I've got written down here Slayton. But I don't know if that really fills the bill. Los Angeles. Kershaw. But gets Justin Wilson. KC. Daniel Lynch. Gets Bernardino. It's a good trade for them. I picked up Reed Garrett in the taxi draft, and we'll give them Hunter Dobbins. And I got Milwaukee Jared Koenig release for got Slayton here, but I gave him away already, so let's see here. Zach Kelly. And we'll throw in Chris. No, we'll save Chris Murphy because we're going to take Colorado. I probably should have taken this guy IRL, like for the regular team. This card isn't good against left. It's pretty good against right. This guy throws a million miles an hour. I didn't realize until I watched him yesterday. And who is it going to be? Chris Murphy. Chris Murphy might have 4 innings for all I know. All right, so let's go down to Boston and start adding some of these guys. All right, so let's see here. I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 13, 14. I should have 15. Okay, 15 it is. Just going to double check. Scuba, yes. Crochet, yes. Kelly, yes. Gilbert, yes. Cease, yes. Bizardo, yes. Pagan, who I got in the second round of the draft. When I was thinking I might take Freeman, but Pagan was still there, so I had to take him. And Keller was still there too, so that was my choice between Keller or Pagan. I went with the symbol over the slightly better card. And then midway through the third round, Freeman was still there. And at the end of the third round, Flores was still there. So those guys that I was kind of hoping to get, nobody else in the league wanted. So we're talking like 20, 30 spots in. Nobody wanted either of the pitchers I was desperate for. And 50 to almost 60 spots in, nobody wanted the position players. So then I had to wait till the 8th round. And let's see, I'll show you my draft. So I took Pagano in the second round, Freeman in the third, Flores in the third. I took Daniel Lynch in the 8th. And then I got lucky because these two guys are still there. So I dropped Max Kepler and Lane Thomas for Carlos O'Grady and Elmer Rodriguez Cruz. And then I took Jake Rogers just because I always liked them. Dingler gets hurt a little bit, and I didn't think that there was going to be too many decent carded, non or unlimited catchers available. I knew I was going to need a third one. So, and then the taxi draft I took in the first round. I took Derek Hill. Second round I took Reed Garrett. The third round I took Koenig. The fourth round I just finished taking Kyle Farmer. And in the fifth round, when we get there, because no one from my league watches these videos, I can pretty much guarantee it. I'll take Juan Mejia or Max Kranick. Or some other right-handed pitcher who's reasonable against righties. And yeah, that's my team for this year. So let's go to 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 34. And I should have 11. So 11 non-carded. So White, Rodriguez, Painter, LeGray, Bobby Miller, I still retain hope for. He was next on the cut list with Brewstar Gratterall too. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All these guys are up in spring except for Gian, I think. Not 100% on him. I've already seen all these guys play. They've all done a little something. He's going to be in the World Baseball Classic on Panama. He's going to play for Israel. He's going to play for, I think, Puerto Rico. Or, yeah, I think Puerto Rico. So anyway, I think we're good. So I'll cut this one here, and then I will begin. And like I say, if there's anybody out there who's experienced with replay leagues, who has a bit of advice for me, or who says that absolutely this experiment will not work because I've moved guys around, or this is why you can't use that guy, and this kind of stuff, I would appreciate a heads up, because there's nowhere to really find it online at all. I've looked for rule books and new user information, all that stuff. There's not really anything that gives you any advice on a replay league. And this is because, I'm doing this because I can keep the Grape Nut League. I got my own league hits. And then I guess Dynasty switched it up from 2 leagues to 4 leagues. Or maybe it was always 4 leagues and I just thought it was 2 leagues. So the membership is expensive, so I might as well take advantage of it. And I like playing, so it'll be fun to see my team against major league teams. It should be a fair bit better than the regular major league team, just because there's only 20 teams in our league, so our player pool is a little bit deeper. But the discrepancy shouldn't be that great. I think I have to do one more thing here. I think I have to make my team the Commissioner League, Commissioner team. There was one other thing I needed to do. There we go. Select Commissioner team. Boston. Okay. All right, I'll cut this here. And like I said, if anybody knows anything about replay leagues that I'm probably missing because I've never used one before, that information would be handy. Thank you so much.